Hey everybody, this is John Scarborough working in the shop again. This is a follow-up video to a previous video I'd done before, couple videos at this point actually. This is all in one day, and I'm spreading these videos out over the course of a couple days just to keep from boring everybody from watching everything all at one time. But anyway, I just wanted to show this right here. This is a little spot on this brace on this boom we got here for this tractor implement. So a lot of people I've seen, they'll take these spots right here when they're gonna notch around something like this and drop this down. They'll actually pull out their book and they'll and their calculator, and they'll start figuring all these angles, and they're fairly simple to figure. I mean, really honestly, you can do all of that with a tape measure. To be real honest, I mean, you lay that up there and you measure what the gap is here, and then you measure where it's touching down here, and you just do the takeoffs, and it's really simple. And you can do it with a square, and you can do it with an angle finder. Okay, but I wanted to show y'all, and I can't show you because my wife's not here to do any videoing for me, but I just wanted to talk about this. I'll come back and show another video to follow up on it. But just how simple this can be when it's just a simple spot like this, okay? All you got to do is just measure. This is 3 inches, so I made this just a smidge over 3 inches. I cut it out with my chop saw, and then this was cut with a torch just so it'd be fairly close. And of course you can do it all with a torch pretty easy. I was just at the chop saw. So all I did, and of course there's a gap there here on each side, because you want to make sure you got a good bevel on all the way around so that you can get a good deeply penetrated weld all the way around there, especially when you're doing a brace like this. But all you've got to do, you just cut this to just a smidge above 3 inches. So all I did was a blade's width on one side above 3 inches, okay? And I got that just how I want. I lay this down in there, and so I cut it as if I was going to lay it down in there square, okay? All you got to do is heat this right here. You just heat this up, and just a couple of taps with a hammer, and this fits perfect. No measuring, no sitting there working around trying to figure your angle. There's none of that, and it fits great. Okay, now if this was a piece of, obviously if this was something else, that method wouldn't work. But when you're working with metal, you got the benefit of being able to bend it around. So you just got to pull out your blacksmith's hammer for just a minute. Put your blacksmith's cap on for a moment. Okay. And just think to yourself that it doesn't have to be, you don't have to come up with all these complicated angles on a simple job like this, okay? You heat this corner up right here, nothing else, okay? And you just hit right here, and it just bends down, and it literally fits amazing. And it's almost a better fit than anything else that you could have done any other way, okay? And I've seen a lot of guys, they'll see me start doing something like that, and they'll just start shaking their head. Back when I used to do work with some, back when I used to work off my truck, but then when I get done, they're like, man, that's just slick, because it just works so quick and easy, I learned how to do a lot of stuff like this working for drilling rigs, and then after I got off the drilling rigs, then I started doing pipeline, and then went on to some gas plants and things like that. And then upgraded to farming. So, but anyway, guys, so I just wanted to show that real quick tip for anybody. Like I said, if you do a lot of this, stuff like this, it's probably pretty simple, but just remember, sometimes the best way is the simplest way. It's not always the most complicated way, okay? Now, if you're just wanting to have some fun, go ahead. If you got all day, do it. But this is so simple, so quick, and so easy. I'll show you how it makes up. I also want to go down here and do a follow-up to the last video I did. If you look right here, this is the angle I showed, a super quick, easy way to do that. And I put a little bit of a bevel on it so that I can get my weld penetrated. But you can see, I mean, I did nothing to that, okay? I didn't do I just ran across it with a torch. In fact, honestly, I didn't even clean my tip, and it was a little bit of an ugly cut. And you see how well, I mean, there's no daylight under there, okay? That literally took me maybe 30, I don't even think it took me 30 seconds, guys. It's so simple. And there's always these little easy things you can do for stuff like this that's just a simple brace. So sometimes we take these simple angles And we want to get creative with it. You know, we want to start really getting down into it and figure out, you know, figure the angle and do all this. But sometimes it's not that complicated, okay? Usually it's fairly simple and we can get it done really quick. Okay, guys, so especially when you're working with a piece of round pipe like this or something, you can start trying to figure all these angles. If your tape measure goes down around that pipe just a smidge, if you just do something just a little off, you get way off and you don't even realize it. But when you do a tactic like this, everything, it just takes all the guesswork out of it, and it's just so much quicker. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening to me ramble on. I hope these videos are helpful to you. If it's not helpful to you, that doesn't mean it's not helpful to somebody else, okay? And just remember, these videos are geared more towards farmers trying to do a little bit of fabrication for themselves. I understand that a lot of the fabricators and stuff who's been doing some of the stuff that I've been doing for as long as I've been doing it, these things are easy, okay? So that's not what these videos are for, okay? And maybe it will help you, but that's not what they're for. These videos are for farmers and people who's wanting to get a little work done around the house and try to not have to hire everything out, okay, guys? So thanks. Don't forget to subscribe.